There you go.
Ready to go? Okay. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for taking time to come out tonight for this zoning board of appeals meeting. My name is Tom Winter. I'm sitting next to the famous Judy Ingram.
Famous.
And over there, Desiree.
Another
Lau.
famous.
Another famous, exactly. I'm the most recent person to join the committee, and so if I stumble a little bit, please forgive me.
You're doing fine.
Thank you. It appears we have it's called a meeting to order. Seconded?
Yep, second.
Seconded. Looks like we do have a quorum. There's three of us, which the folks I just announced. Nominate an elected chair.
I nominate you.
I second it.
Okay. Thank you. Any conflicts of interest that we're aware of? That
I do not know the applicant, no.
I do not know the applicant either, and so on, and so I don't see any there. So that's clear. I'll read the summary of the nature of the appeal. Peter Donnell and Amy Hoffman, owners, Lacey Donnell, applicant, administrative appeal request. The nature of the appeal is a code enforcement officer denied the building permit. I won't read the dates and so on. The property is located on Parsons Field, tax map R03, lot 19, 65 Pratt Road. Keep it going. The parties to the action, I won't bother to read those. Again, it's all here for everyone to see. And so we'll get right down to the business review and look at the review of the application for completeness. Although the appeal is for a very specific thing. Again, I've reviewed the documents previously. I've had access to them. So it looks very complete, and we appreciate the extra detail on things. You did an excellent job showing where things are going to go. And very much appreciate that. And also.
I actually have a question for the applicant.
Yes, of course.
Did you go before the Saco River Corridor Commission? Because I see your properties on the Osprey River.
I spoke to someone here on the phone and,
Sherry or Haley? Those would be the two.
I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you, I didn't write it down, to be honest with you, because Eric said, I should talk to them, but there's nothing that we want to do within 1,000 feet of the river. So who I spoke to on the phone said it's not within our jurisdiction, because the Saco River Corridor Commission would be within 500 feet.
Is that what they told you?
Yes.
And you didn't have to submit any, because the reason I'm asking is I'm Parsons Field's rep on the Saco River Corridor Commission.
Yeah, no, it's outside of the jurisdiction because what we want to build is more than 1,000 feet.
Okay. Thank
Double
you.
or triple or more. It's either 100 feet or 500 feet, but the flood zone kind of takes care of that as well because.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. So they showed you the flood map.
Yeah, no, you could see it on the flood map. So
Okay.
the reason the cabin's proposed to be up so close to the road is so that it's away from the river, away from the flood zone, and away from, even there's a little stream that runs across the property, and so even to make.
I was going to ask, is there a stream
There
or?
is, so we're even more than 75 feet away from that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's like 1,100 feet
In
from
that
the
little
river.
Okay.
wet
You
area.
can see the stream in the pond.
And your septic is back far enough?
There's not gonna be a septic really, it's like a gray water pit.
Yeah.
And yes, it's all really way far away from the river.
I believe again, I'm not sure if the zoning board's looked at all of that in
Is that
detail.
in here?
Oh, yes, that's
The
it.
only thing code denied was this building size,
Exactly.
and he saw the septic plan and everything,
Okay.
That appears to be,
I did have a message from Eric saying that everything was kosher except for the square footage requirement.
Okay.
Good. So,
yeah. He was really helpful in giving me the list of all the things he wanted me to say. I said I was not gonna be near the river, and he said, I still want you to talk to them, so I did talk to him. Carrie sounds.
I really don't have any other, questions. I guess, let's see here. Well, it looks complete.
Yeah,
I guess, scheduling the public hearing.
well, let's back up for a second.
Oh, sorry, my
Um,
mistake.
I'll make a motion that the application is complete.
Yes, my apologies for missing.
That's okay.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Oh, thank you. I'm trying to write and think at the same time. All in favor? Thank you. Schedule a public hearing.
So,
Would that,
This is the public hearing, is it not?
this is just
this is just a meeting of the zoning board of appeals.
right, this is to make sure the application's complete.
Yeah.
Get any other information we need from you before we schedule the public hearing.
But it's also open to the public.
Yes, all meetings are open to the public.
Yeah, that's required by law.
The difference is this is just a public meeting versus a public hearing.
I see.
And they can watch on
Of
here
course,
too.
yeah.
Correct?
So I had submitted 3 dates, and I believe Judy said the 12th, December 12th was the only thing that worked for her. Is there anything closer than that works?
What day of the week is that?
So before we get there, Lacey, you had said Wednesdays and Thursdays were the best days for you. Are there any other days of the week that could possibly work?
Friday, but you guys are closed on Fridays, right?
The office is closed now, that's not a big deal.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I think Fridays are much more flexible.
Fridays, okay. How are Fridays for you, Judy?
Fridays are usually fine. Is that December 12th, a Friday?
So December 12th is a Thursday, but I was trying to look for something a little bit closer.
Okay.
So with posting, I could get an ad in for there. So the closest with posting and advertising would be November 15th, which is a Friday. And then the Friday after is the 22nd. So I don't know.
I will be
You're-
out of town on the 22nd.
All right, so
So
let's
that-
go back to the 15th.
15th?
So are you
November
here and
15th.
available?
Yep.
How about you?
What time?
6.
How early can you get here? I work till 5, so anytime after 5 works for me. And, yeah,
Well, I'm available anytime.
right,
After 5?
after 5.
In the dark, you're gonna do the,
Well, this is for the public hearing.
oh.
Friday,
So Friday, November 15th.
Is the public hearing of the appeals committee or
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, so it would be a ZBA public hearing.
6:30?
So that's,
we can do a little earlier, I think. We can do
You got to get here though.
well, I usually, for a meeting, I get here by 3:30, so I can check in with Friday, the office would be closed, but I would get over here earlier to make sure everything's ready.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, five's the earliest I could start a meeting.
I'm trying to think about what else. Sure, I think we should just stick to 6, just to make sure.
Okay, so 6,
Yeah,
okay.
so,
Motion for
Sorry, 6 o'clock on November
the 15th.
15th.
So moved.
Thank you. I'll second.
Second? It looks like the motion carries, 6 o'clock. Next item would be scheduling a site walk if applicable. My personal opinion is I don't believe that's necessary since the only criteria that's been rejected for is the size.
Right.
And everything else appears to have, checked out and so on and so forth. That would be my opinion. Any others from the committee?
That's good.
You agree?
Yeah.
Okay, so no site walk necessary.
Do you want a motion just to tie it?
I'm sorry?
Do you want a motion just to make it official?
Oh, yes, well, excuse me. I make a motion that, I'm still not used to this, pardon me. I make a motion that, that a site walk is not required for this
I
application.
agree. Well, I guess I could second.
You second it? So moved. So moved and noted and approved. Okay,
before
excellent.
you adjourn, I have a question.
Of course.
Oh, is there any way to attend these meetings virtually? Like, I see you can just watch, but is there a way to participate as well, or is it only viewing?
The town does not have a policy for virtual meetings. That we really don't have a setup for it. The only time we've had a meeting with somebody calling in was somebody was 3 hours away, I think, and they had nowhere to stay up here. So we had them call in, and it wasn't the public hearing, it was this meeting.
Got it.
So yeah, it's again, the town doesn't have the policy for it.
Yeah, so, yep, not yet. One of many things we shall be working on over the years. All right, well, since it looks like we've covered all the agenda items, I would, so I will bring the motion up that we adjourn the meeting for today.
I just have.
Oh, one?
I have
I'm
like,
trying to do my job.
I know, I have a couple of quick questions, just so I
Sorry.
can get my bearings a little bit better. So where you want to put the proposed building is on the river side of the lot.
Yes.
So the house is on the land side of the lot, the proposed building's on the other side. Did Jesse or Eric talk to you about accessory dwellings?
Yes, he said it's 410,
Right, so
but I still want it.
you still want it smaller? Okay, okay. That was the question, Tom.
Okay,
It's
yep, that's a good one.
big.
Okay,
Yeah,
How many square feet is yours?
under 200.
yeah, I have 192 for a 12 by 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where we get to.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a possibility. But I'd rather go with, well, you can see what we're trying to respond.
Nope, absolutely. Yep, very, very well stated.
Another question. What happens after the public hearing? What's the next step after that?
We vote to, we take the inputs from the community and then we hold another meeting and decide yea or nay on the application.
Usually we can do everything the night of the public
Yeah,
hearing.
that's usually real quick because I don't know if anyone ever shows up, very few, I would say. Well, I shouldn't say that, that's wrong, that's wrong. Forget I said that. But-
Depends on the
what
application.
thing is.
Right.
There you go. There you go.
Depends on the support of the opposition.
There you go.
And so you would take into account what is, what is said in the room among, as well as your own thoughts?
Everyone has a right to say something. However, we're not going to be overly influenced by one person who stands up and said, this is an abomination and, I don't want it, blah, blah, blah. And unless, a butter has a serious issue, something like that, that's a little different. But we hear all the arguments and, if there's 30 or 40 people, then yep, it might. I don't really anticipate something like that for this, but you never know.
We definitely have a lovely letter from one of the abutters, a
Really?
positive one.
Oh, that's nice.
Anne was gonna send something in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Rob's daughter.
And to add to what Tom says, so ultimately our hands are tied by the ordinance. So it goes on what the ordinance allows and
Exactly. Yeah, we can make some exceptions, just as you've seen over the years, so. But we try,
Feeling different, like why is it 600 feet? Why, is there a reason that you don't want the place to be too small?
I believe, and this is, let me do some researching on that, because I believe some of that is aligned with state standards. And, we, as a town, have agreed in our charters that, we, follow state standards. The citizens also want us to, at least follow state standards. So that's my gut feeling where, that comes from.
What's the acreage?
combined it's 28.9. But
28.9?
Yep,
Don't they
she's,
need 3 acres?
well, so she's gonna lease 10 according to what's in the application. But according to LD 2003 and what we've updated in the ordinances, accessory dwelling units are allowed 1 per lot. Let me pull it up for you. So an accessory dwelling unit, this is on page 109 of the land use ordinance. They're permitted in the residential districts, subject to the review of the code enforcement officer and the adherence to the following standards. The owner of the principal structure must reside on the property either in the principal structure or the accessory dwelling unit. The accessory dwelling unit shall not be greater than 800 square feet of living area. The minimum ADU size shall be 410 square feet. It can be located either in the principal dwelling, attached to the existing dwelling, or as a separate structure. It may share the septic system with the principal dwelling.
Did you say 109, 109?
109, yep, sorry. Provide a separate septic system that meets the requirements of the state subsurface wastewater rule. On-site well may be shared with the principal dwelling unit, or a separate well can be, provide a separate well for the accessory dwelling unit. Which you've submitted the plumbing permit, so that's in there.
I believe it's going to be hand carry for the water.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's where it is. Only one accessory dwelling unit shall be permitted on a lot.
It's the residential, Desiree. This is
Yeah.
like in the farm and stuff.
So it says residential districts, so that would mean anywhere where there's a home.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, actually, the lease, that brings up one thing.
This map, because on this map, it's this property's in the farm field area. Not that outside or nothing matters. This is the whole town, right?
All right, dwelling. That's not what I want. I want the tape.
You can see it on this little map. Was it June? June?
Judy.
Judy? You can see the little stream and the whole flood. There's not much you can do with that property. It's pretty, not the river flood anyway, it's mostly the trail.
Yeah, what do you think would happen when the lease is finished in 10 years? Because, I mean, what's one of the things, it's not a perpetual lease, it's, has a very limited term, so, just curious.
Well, I guess that's between my dad and I to work out, I thought I would just put the lease is more for legal purposes than.
Exactly, that's what I was asking.
So the reason for doing the lease is, because if my dad was to give me the land in 71, he could have a main care penalty, if he in the next 5 years. He could have a penalty of what the land was worth, so 20,000-30,000, then he would owe that before they would pay for his nursing care if he had any. And then say I was to buy it from him, then he'd have to pay capital gains tax and the whole.
Oh, yeah, familiar with that, yep.
Project.
Oh, you answered the question perfectly.
Yeah, to give him some.
It's a real pain in the ass.
Yeah, so it was.
Expensive,
and what
cost
I wanted
money.
you all to see, I thought of 10 as like, I wanted you to see, we were serious about it. It wasn't like a year, you're not gonna put up a cabin and then only rent it for a year, but, one business counselor told me we could do like rent to own, or, we just don't know, like it says in there, my brother died at 39, I don't know that none of us will be here by 10 years. So I just put that out there as like, to show you a serious and a long-term project,
Sure.
but.
Hey, we might have to survive, survive next week, who knows?
Right, so, it could just.
Sure.
renew, or it could be rent to own.
No, I was just curious, appreciate you sharing that and
Yeah, the idea is.
you answered it perfectly.
Thank you. The idea is for, when we don't need it, then.
Yep.
we'll take it over, so
Makes
there's only
Perfect sense, no issues whatsoever.
Brothers, so it's just, I'm trying to kind of invest in the land and, make a little side money maker, for us too, so he can fully
Absolutely.
retire, and then, Rob's got the farm at 59.
I'm just an interested abutter.
Oh, yeah, and he's an interested abutter, and then his
Here's the
daughter, and,
supportive plans.
really doesn't want it built up, the whole idea is to not. So, the problem with 600 square feet or even 410 is the amount of land we'd have to clear and the amount we'd have to change. the land that's there because it's all grown up into trees. And so that's a huge part, you know, we don't wanna clear cut something and make it have a little something in there, have a cute little spot to go and relax.
Old nature trails.
Yes, nature trails
Down
and
by the river.
not gonna have 10 people living in there.
Right, over the road past Lacey's house to the river.
Yes, exactly, have a little, you know, walk, there's already for the soccer recorder, I mean, there's already an old farm road that goes down to the river, so, you know, it's not building anything new, but
Good sliding in the wintertime.
might be, yeah, definitely could be.
So just for
Make it walkable.
sake of argument, so on the table for an accessory dwelling, it's a P for farm and forest, it's an allowed use, requires building or use permit from the CEO. And that's on page, the accessory dwelling is on page 18 in the table, and the definition of the P is on page 20.
Okay,
Ready?
we good to go, Mr. Chair?
I'm just a very slow writer, I apologize. Well, again, I think everything has been answered. Unless there's anything else, I nominate that we adjourn the meeting.
Make a motion to adjourn. It's
Make a motion to adjourn, thank you.
And I second it. And all those in favor? Absolutely.
There's very, almost never an argument on, to adjourn the meetings.
Not really.
Again, thank you folks for your time, everybody.
For you as well.